Picture this. Sault Ste. Marie, 1850. Shipping is very slow. Ships and their goods have to portage to avoid the 20-foot drop caused by the difference in levels of Lake Superior to Lake Huron. Portaging means the boats had to be removed from the lake and taken over land to the next lake. The falls or rapids of the St. Mary's River is where the 20-foot drop occurs. The water moved very fast and was quite dangerous. The Native Americans were very good at traversing the waters with their canoes, but larger boats could not. A canal with locks had to be built in order to allow the bigger ships to pass. When Michigan became a state in 1837, one of the improvements near the top of the list was a canal and locks in the Soo. A survey was done, plans were made, and President Fillmore supported it. On December 2, 1850, President Millard Fillmore gave his famous State of the Union address. It is a mistake to regard expenditures judicially made for these objects as expenditures for local purposes. The position or site of the work is necessarily local, but its utility is general. A ship canal around the Falls of St. Mary of less than a mile in length, though local in its construction, would yet be national in its purpose and its benefits, as it would remove the only obstruction to a navigation of more than 1,000 miles, affecting several states, as well as our commercial relations with Canada. In 1852, President Fillmore signed a bill approving the construction of the locks. 1 year later, the construction of the state lock began. The laborers had to dig out the area using Harvey's hammer, which was a locally designed tool that helped to break the sandstone. The sandstone was removed and recycled and used as a building products in some of the local buildings that can still be seen today. The workers worked even through the winter. According to the Lake Superior Journal in June 1855, they reported that the ship canal was opened. Quote, "At 1:00 a.m. the water was let in. The canal filled slowly." End quote. After 2 years of hard work, the lock was finally opened and the steamship Illinois steamed through. In 1881, the Wetzel lock was the second lock to open. The third lock was the Poe lock that replaced the state lock in 1888. The next lock built was during World War II and was called the MacArthur lock. The population in Sault Ste. Marie Township increased from 1850 to 1860 by 45%, in part due to the Soo locks being there. The Soo locks pulled people to the Soo because it created more jobs. This population boom may have impacted the decision to make Sault Ste. Marie Michigan's first city. The locks were really important to North America and possibly the whole world because now more things could be shipped great distances with ease. Raw materials such as copper, iron ore, and wheat, along with finished products such as steel and cars, could also be shipped. People were so worried during World War II that bombs from above and torpedoes from below would destroy the locks that a barrage balloon brigade was sent to the Soo to protect the locks. Barrage balloons, also called rubbernecks, were big balloons filled with hydrogen and tethered to the ground. The thought was that they could protect the locks by stopping low-flying planes with their steel cables. Troops had anti-aircraft weapons and large lights to patrol the sky. In fact, there were so many troops guarding the locks that Fort Brady couldn't keep them all, and some other organizations were asked to house the soldiers. Steel nets were also put in the water to guard against torpedoes. The locks were very important because they allowed shipping of raw materials to make steel, which was needed in the war effort. Without the locks, steel mills would not have been able to make steel for weapons, tanks, and other necessities for war. Tourism is great here in Sault Ste. Marie due to the Soo locks. People come to see the locks every day from all over the world. During shipping season, you could take a ride through the Soo locks on a tour boat. According to Michigan.org, quote, "The Soo locks have been referred to as one of the greatest wonders of the world and are still the largest and one of the busiest waterway traffic systems on Earth. Watching the huge vessels pass through the Soo locks is a unique experience that cannot be seen anywhere else in the United States." End quote. At the Soo locks, you can see the drop in water levels from one side to the other. Huge ships as long as 1,000 feet, called freighters, can be seen going through logs, and occasionally Coast Guards go through too. You can get quite close, and even closer on Engineers Day, which is the only day you can actually walk across the locks. The Soo Locks are so famous that they have their own stamp. The Soo Locks have appeared in books such as Nancy Drew, Danger on the Great Lakes, and TV when Dirty Jobs did an episode in Season 5.